Yes guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video. Hope you guys are all having a great Friday. Looking forward to the weekend and seeing Newcastle back in action again tomorrow, 12:30 kickoff against Manchester City. I actually did my full preview for the game yesterday. I did the lineups, my prediction, so be sure to go and check that out. And I hadn't planned on jumping on and doing a video today. I mentioned yesterday I'm lucky enough to be on holiday in Lanzarote right now. It's absolutely boiling, but it's very, very windy, so hopefully the quality is okay. I've only got a few days left now, so my bright red face has only got to last a few more days, and I'll be back in Newcastle. But Eddie Howe did his press conference today. I didn't expect Eddie to say too much out of the ordinary, but did talk about player commitment and actually spoke publicly about the Ryan Fraser situation, the fact that he is now playing in the under-21s, called out his commitment on that, and in my eyes, sent a bit of a warning to the rest of the players. For me, and you let me know your thoughts down below, it wasn't what we've really come to expect from Eddie Howe. He normally keeps things quite quiet, doesn't really talk about too much in detail, and generally a lot of the other questions we'll go through today I thought answered very much like you would expect Eddie Howe to do so. But that one in particular, he was quite firm in his words, and we will come on to that. So let me know your thoughts down below on the Ryan Fraser situation. As I say, we will discuss that in more detail, but we'll start off with some of the news. He spoke about Bruno. He spoke about the fact that Bruno will be fit for tomorrow's game. We saw that he took a bit of a knock in the cup final, and it was a little bit unsure as to whether he would start. Thankfully, Eddie Howe has confirmed that there was a little bit of pain at the time, but has not disrupted his training and will be good to go in this game. And I mean, I spoke about this yesterday. It's a big game against Manchester City. To come out of a cup final, to get back into the groove, to get back into the Premier League, Man City away is not the game I would have chosen. And if we are going to try and get a result in this one, we need our best player, Bruno, to be on the pitch. You know, there's a reason he is being linked with Real Madrid at the moment. Quite a few links coming out that they are going to go for him in the summer. We don't need to sell him, do we? We've got the money, and who would we replace him with? You know, that's football these days. As much as you sell Bruno for 100 million, you know, some of the players who are going for 100 million aren't even worth it. You know, who are we going to bring in that's bigger and better than Bruno? No one in a hurry, in my eyes. So, yeah, regardless, Bruno's staying, and Bruno will be available for tomorrow's game. We spoke about lineups yesterday. It's quite a popular opinion at the moment, or it seems to be on social media. You tell me your thoughts down below if it's different, but that's a bit of a change to come in tomorrow's game, with a lot of people highlighting Gordon and Isak as players they would love to see feature in this game. And Eddie Howe was directly asked about both of them. In terms of Gordon, he said that he's got a big part to play for the club. Not directly insinuating that for tomorrow's game, but I felt like because he was asked about the two players, because he was quite positive about both players, I would maybe allude to that they will both play. But he also said that he had been a little bit short on high-end fitness. We know Eddie Howe prides himself in the squad on how fit our players are. I think one of the biggest transformations I saw was Jonjo Shelvey over the summer window. Came out looking slow and tired and came into the season looking buff. You know, the fittest Jonjo's ever been. Having said that, he got injured and didn't actually play, but we've seen how committed these guys are in training. Eddie Howe wants to make sure, at the very least, maybe we're not always the most talented, but we will run harder than any other team, and we've seen that, and we've seen it make a difference. So he said that Gordon came in, was maybe slightly less fit than what Eddie Howe likes his team to be, and he also went to say that he's excited to see what he can do. I think we all are. You know, we've spent 45 million on the guy. We can't wait to see him in action. Hopefully it'll be tomorrow. He was also asked about Isak. He said that he's improving with every session and he's gaining an understanding of what we want from him. It's fair to say that, you know, Wilson has, I was going to say, played it under Eddie Howe since Eddie arrived at Newcastle, but really Wilson's been playing for Eddie Howe for a very long time, and that was one of the big things. But actually, in fairness, Fraser, Richie, Wilson, these guys know what Eddie wants when he got there. And I think Richie's been a great advocate of someone who was off the pitch, really pushed the lads on, which has been brilliant. Isak is just trying to get into that mould. He actually does say that he's giving so much and will add a different dimension to our team. So that's the thing. He doesn't want him to be Callum Wilson. He just wants him to kind of know the runs, know where to stand at certain times. But I think we all agree that what Isak will bring is that extra pace, that little bit of something different. I think going in against the Man City side, that could be exactly what we need, just that little bit of pace. They're such a good side. I think Isak could have a big part to play tomorrow if we're able to get something out of that game. He does actually say that he's not at his optimum at the moment for Isak, but he's getting close. So yeah, a bit of both from Eddie on both Gordon and Isak, saying that Isak's not quite there yet, Gordon's not quite fit enough yet, but that he expects big things from both. So he's not really nailing them on for tomorrow, is he? He's trying to play his middle ground Eddie. But I think they might both start. I've got a good feeling that we'll see them both in the starting lineup tomorrow. He was asked about the final, the reaction from the owners, whether he's been talking to them. He says he has been in conversation with them more than usual this week because of the final. He actually said that Amanda's comments, so she spoke about how she wants Newcastle to win the Carabao Cup, win the FA Cup, win the Champions League, win the Premier League, which was very promising. And Eddie Howe answered this quite well, because he actually said that he loves Amanda's positivity and he has no issue with the statement. There is no time limit placed on that. And that's the thing, and I get why you could potentially be a little bit careful to say we're going to do this and we're going to do that. But I think the Newcastle fans are very understanding of the situation and that it isn't going to happen tomorrow. And I don't think anyone's that bothered whether it does happen tomorrow or whether it's in 3 years, 4 years, 5, 10. You know, I've been supporting Newcastle for this long and I've not seen us win anything yet. So I don't really mind how long it waits. The point is we're going in that direction, which for a lot of years was either that direction or even that and then that and then that and then that. Whether it take, whether we slump out next season and then go back up again. The point is the graph will always be going that way. So whether it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, who knows? But the point is we're working towards a common goal. Everyone's excited. Everyone wants to see more. Which is why Eddie was also asked about expectations. And he did say that managing expectations is difficult. We haven't created a problem for ourselves, but the team hasn't proved so quickly. People naturally assume it will continue. And he's not wrong. We've lost 2 games all season. Every game, and I'm guilty of it, every game we go into, I want to see us win. Playing Man City tomorrow, I'm thinking, if Bruno's on point, if Isak comes on, if Gordon plays, can we get something here? A couple of years ago, I wouldn't have even blinked an eyelid at a 2-3-0 loss. So things have changed very quickly, and with that, because of how we've only lost twice this season. And because of that, you naturally just want to do better and better and better. Everyone's very excited. So Eddie Howe has basically tried to, once again, play both sides. He wants to level the expectations, but ultimately wants to see us go forward in the future. And that brings us on to his comments on Ryan Fraser. Now, just to give a little bit of background on this one, we know that Ryan Fraser, or it had been reported that Ryan Fraser had been pushed to train with the under-21s at the start of February. So the question was, did Eddie Howe want him out in January and Fraser wouldn't move? That was actually my theory, was that Eddie Howe wanted to move him on in January and Fraser went, no. Why would I move? I can come to training every day, kick the football around with my mates in a nice not new training ground, but it's been upgraded. We're winning games, everybody's happy, the fans love us. I don't mind if I don't get played. I'll just kind of boss around and get paid and chill. And we don't know the nitty-gritty details, so I don't want to talk too much on that. But that was kind of my theory. So there's some players there, and there will be a change-up in the summer. That's absolutely for sure, because there's guys in there who are living the life of Riley at the moment. They're not seeing anywhere near the light of day in the first team, but are still, getting decent wages to go to training and play football. I wouldn't mind that. You know, I'll never get near the first team either, but I don't mind popping in every day to kick a football around for a bit and then get paid 30 grand a week. So that was kind of my theory. I thought maybe Eddie Howe wanted him out. There's other theories coming in that perhaps Ryan Fraser wanted the move. Ryan Fraser wanted to get out this January, and maybe either it didn't happen or Eddie Howe held on to him. Coming out of January, Ryan Fraser's turned around and gone, well, if you're not going to let us move, then why shall I bother trying? Whatever's happened, there's been a little bit of something, because Ryan Fraser got moved to the under-21s, and Eddie Howe was asked about this, saying that Ryan is training with the under-21s. I made a decision to concentrate on players who are committed to Newcastle and for the benefit of the group. So yeah, I think there's a little bit of something there. I think the fact that he's saying for the benefit of the group suggests that maybe Fraser's sulking around, or maybe being a little bit, you know, of a pain to work with on the training ground. There's something in that one. But I also think Eddie Howe's potentially using this as a chance to warn all of the players. You know, you can't come in and relax and take your time, and you've got to be committed to the cause. And you talk about players like Matt Ritchie, Lascelles. These guys are coming in and they're not getting any time of day, but you can see it on the sidelines. Lascelles is getting booked on the sidelines for trying to stop the other team from taking throw-ins. So yes, there's a line somewhere, and yes, not everybody can play, but there's a difference between going in and sulking and going in and working to try and get your place back, which I think is it's a little bit of a point made by Eddie, and also maybe a little warning, a little bit of a shot fired at Ryan Fraser for certain, but maybe also a little bit of a glance to the rest of the players. Come on, you're not going to get it easy on this side, whether you're playing or not. And then he went on to say, well, the question follow-up was, does he have a future at the club? And Eddie Howe said, life changes a lot, but at the moment, no. So there you go, that's Ryan Fraser's future there. As I say, he was heavily linked away in the January as it was, and I thought he may well have gone in the January, so that kind of fits in, that either he wanted to go or Eddie wanted him to go. There was definitely something there, but you let me know your thoughts on that one down below. Is Eddie, because Eddie doesn't normally speak publicly in that way about a player like that, has he taken it as a chance to potentially air his frustrations with Fraser and go, you know what, if you're not going to, yeah, in my opinion, I'll say, because I don't know what's going on, has he gone, you know what, if Fraser's not going to give me the respect, then should I give it back? And then also, has he used it as a bit of a chance to, you know, little eye on everyone and go, by the way, nobody's safe here? You let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know your thoughts on the comments made by Eddie Howe around the lineups as well. Are you hoping to see Gordon and Isak in action tomorrow? And as always, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Talked a little bit longer than I'd planned. Then need to go back and put some more Factor 700 on my face. Lying the sun for the rest of the day. And then I'll be up tomorrow finding somewhere to watch the football. So as I say, be sure to subscribe. Look out for that video tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be smiling. It'll be a tough one, but we'll see how we get on. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.